We have fun doing it. And the basic outline of it is to do a little bit of history, to look at it in a mundane sense. We have a couple of chart examples. And then at the end of it all, I'll have some suggestions for ritual of ways to make the eclipse itself more meaningful to you. We've already gone through one, but we have the second one on September 21st coming up. While we're in eclipse season is a perfectly appropriate time to do your own personal ritual, mostly of self-care, keeping you protected, to keep you in a great mind and body space for receiving these messages that come through with eclipses. And at the end of all of that, then we'll break out into little breakout sessions and have each astrologer kind of host these little mini reading sessions. So the cost of the workbook, the cost of the Eclipse workshop, what's included in that is also a little mini reading. So if you want to get a little mini astrology reading, this is probably the most affordable way that you're going to do it, to have access to all of these astrologers. In addition to, you get the recording, you get access to the workbook to either download or print to yourself. And that's the spiel. I see Sonia's here. Maybe I'll try to add Sonia to this to see if she has any additional words. Let me see if I can invite Sonia to be a co-host. That's pretty much it. I hope that the eclipses so far have been safe for everybody, and that you've got enough going on to kind of keep your astrological brains busy. I'm sure that I don't know anybody that's bored right now. So hopefully it's not so much where there's burnout. The sun yesterday on the South Node was quite a day. I felt it just in my own body. I ended up taking a nap, which I don't typically do. In Ayurveda, there's these different doshas that represent different parts of the body, different types of body types. And I'm a kapha, and it's harder for me to take naps because it takes so much for me to kind of get out of it. But I took a nap yesterday with that South Node sun. And Sonia is here. Hi, Sonia.
Hey, finally got here.
Yeah. We were just in a kind of a group astrology reading exchange. It's something that the Astero Sophia Kairos collective is starting to do, just some more community work around the astrology community. And at the end, Sonia's like, do you want to jump on Substack Live and talk about the Eclipse workshop? So this is impromptu, unplanned, but I'm glad we got it to work out and that we can chat about it. I've already kind of given a feel of like what it is, but how do you describe it to people?
Well, we did our first one, didn't we? And it's really, I like to say turning the jewel, because that's what our teacher Adam Menelmas says. It's like this, whatever is most shiny. There's five of us astrologers involved, and we've each got our own thing that we're drawn to about eclipses, and we're all talking about and sharing like the rabbit hole that we particularly went down.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, this is what I find most interesting about it, and this is what I've learned, and this is what I want to share with you. So we're bringing myth and magic and cycles and all sorts of rituals, and as much as we can jam back into 2 hours of the workshop presentation. But then we added in the breakout sessions, and that went down really well last time. So we're keeping those. We didn't know how it would work last time, but I think for the people that were able to join us live, it went really well, because it's like, okay, there's all that theory, but then what happens? What does it mean to me? What am I going to see in the next 2 weeks? Or what can I expect in the next 6 months?
I found this on the web, but what happens? What does it mean?
So the AI is trying to take over our astrology jobs, like in real time. Like, where you don't know, you actually don't know. The rabbit hole that I've been down lately, and not trying to put too much into it because it is kind of its own thing. It's just all the mythology around the world in so many different ages of things that, maybe it's been lost to time, but stories around the eclipses about the sun and the moon being eclipsed by demons or serpents, or what I've been looking at is some Icelandic Norse mythology of the wolves who chase the sun and the moon. And it's so fascinating to learn about that, but then also to share it. And that's kind of what we do in the workshop, is just like take what we take the little gems that we like to share and then put it all together in a collective pot. So you have a lot to sit with, because the eclipses happen and then it takes a long time for them to just kind of unfold. We don't know it right in the immediate. So having access to the workshop, if you don't attend live, you still get the recording and then you get the workbook. So then you can kind of listen to it and journal through the next 6 months when we have this final eclipse that's happening in the spring of the Virgo Pisces axis before we start to transition to Leo Aquarius. And that Leo Aquarius is going to be wild because it's going to be Leo Aquarius, and then it's going to be Capricorn Cancer and Leo and Aquarius, and then Virgo Pisces, and then Leo Aquarius, and then Capricorn Cancer. So it's like, this one is like, it's at least a little bit more consistent. Like last year we had or last spring we had the last of the Aries Libra one. This one is like, at least we get these 3 in a row that are within the signs axis. And I feel like it's a good opportunity to look at this within your own natal chart when there's not all this kind of jumping around, because we have enough of that already in astrology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's going to be really nice about this one is that people have already experienced Pisces Virgo eclipse, so we can see how the story is playing out for them, and really sort of help them move it forward. So yeah, just for the price of it, it's $22. You're getting this workbook that we're so proud of now because we wrote it the first time and now we've refined it and added to it and just got some really good information, some solid information that you can use during this time, but also use it as a journal to like make notes on what's going on right now and then look back on in 3 months or 6 months. If things are coming up for you, you can look back at this time and see what was going on, and what connections we made during the workshop, or what connections you made during your journeying prompts or anything, to use it in that kind of way. So yeah, I think I tried to put some pictures up of the workbooks. I know we, on our YouTube channel, and I think I put it on our Substack as well, was the first 3 pages of the workbook that's got the contents in there.
Let me see if I can pull this up.
I got them all keyed up on my laptop before we went live, and of course then you have to join on the app. So
Yeah.
on my phone.
What I really like about this one in particular is, here, I can do it this way. Just showing the seams here.
Oh, that's it.
And the curtain.
Yeah.
So this is the first couple of pages of the workbook. And how to explore how they function, how they impact your chart, integrate their potential lessons in life. And then this is generally kind of what we've built into that. So, we could, if we had more time, we probably would add more to it, and we probably eventually will. But this is what we've been kind of working on, and this is separate from the workshop. But you can use it prior to the workshop, you can use it during, or ideally you would use it kind of afterwards, because there's a lot of invitation for you to kind of think of what is this supposed to mean. My favorite thing about the day that we chose, we were having a hard time kind of just with our schedules. We all have busy lives and multiple jobs and kids and pets and all that stuff. Was that we were trying to just choose a date, and Michelle of Michelle's Midheaven did a eclipse workshop, and she kind of chose a really great date that we were looking at. We didn't want to kind of compete with her, and so we pushed it to this date, and it happens to be on the Mercury Cazimi, which is kind of a nice day for us to look at a mercurial eclipse. So we're going to have the Sun and Mercury at 21 degrees Virgo, with the South Node just past it. So if you needed an excuse of something to do for your Mercury Cazimi, then join us for the workshop. I think it's going to be fun. So yeah, do you have anything else you want to add before we sign off? I guess we can do. I wonder if I can add what I'll do after this is put the Ko-fi link into the thing. It's just it's ko-fi and it's Astera Sophia Kairos. So I'll just flip it around just for it's here. So Ko-fi.com/Astera Sophia Kairos. That's what we look like. And you scroll down to, you can just get the workbook itself. But if you do this one here, then you get the workbook and either access to the live recording if you can be there live, but the live event, but you definitely get the recording afterwards that you can use in tandem to it. So, and you get the chance to having a mini reading during the event. So,
yeah, and a shout out to the other astrologers who've collaborated. That's Smart Astros, she's on Substack, and Janessa by Jove Astrology, she's on Substack. So you can find us all under Asterosphere Kairos. And Mandy Ray, we hope to get to Substack one of these days. But there's 5 astrologers who've all collaborated on this project. So we've all, brought our best game.
Yeah. We, like I said, we'd like to work together and especially for eclipses that they feel like moments of community, their community experience. Like if you imagine full moons, before we had electric lights, full moons were times when it lit the path so you could walk to your neighbors, walk to community spaces. So full moons were generally moments of community events because the moon was reflecting this light at night when we could gather when we weren't working. And similarly, eclipses are these ominous lunations where we still experience it collectively. And that's why I like working with eclipses with other people instead of just trying to do it on my own, because everyone else has these eclipse experiences and omens and moments and dreams. And as an astrologer, I get so many texts. They start to like really flood in of like what's going on. People might know about the eclipse or they might know that something's happening, but it's like the barometer of anxieties come up. There's just a lot more people that aren't into astrology are kind of pulled into the eclipse narrative and they want to have clarity. And I think just doing it collectively is just, it's like just power in numbers. I feel like we can get more clarity when we don't just try to do this on our own. You can do it on your own. It's just not as fun for one. And I just think it's so refreshing to get perspectives. When you have to tell your story to someone else, they can offer you a perspective. And if you have an astrologer that can look at your chart around these eclipses at moments like this, then you can get their perspective, their professional perspective. So thanks for everybody.
Did we mention the discount code? We've got if you're a subscriber to any of the Ask Astrologers on Substack, you can get the discount code to the workshop. Or if you're subscribed to Ask itself. And also, if the price is a barrier for you, just email us and let us know. I'm sure the others won't mind if we say this, but, if it is a barrier, just let us know and we'll work with you and make something happen because we don't want to exclude anybody.
Yeah, so much of what this collective is about like really holding astrology and tarot and the divinatory communities to be concentric circles that go out. So we do charge because we do spend a lot of time making this, but we're also not hung up on having to make money on this because we all have our practices outside of it. So money should not be a barrier. If you feel like it is, just message any of us and then we'll make it so that's not as much of a barrier or a barrier at all if that's really a concern, because it's more important that you are a part of the community and working and supporting each other by just showing up and being present together in moments like this and spaces like this. So thanks to everybody that's joined, and we'll put this video up and put the link in. And thanks, Sonia, for suggesting this and jumping on camera. I'm glad we figured it out.
Yeah. Well, first one.
Yeah.
Substack at a time of eclipses. That's not symbolic at all, is it?
No, not at all. Thanks, Ryan. He says, wishing you all the best for this. It looks fantastic. I'm totally booked up then, so I'll be projecting mercurial light towards all y'all. I can imagine like Kira when she has like the like her forehead. I'm imagining Ryan like that. Ryan's an excellent astrologer as well. So thanks for joining the chat, and we'll close it for now. Cheers, everyone. Have a great day,
Yes.
and good luck.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.